What's up guys, my name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the full game review for USC's first ever Big Ten win against the Wisconsin Badgers. And man, when I was thinking about the worst Big Ten fan bases, I did not have Wisconsin high up on that list at all. But man, they really don't seem to know how to process that a West Coast team just whipped their ass. Have a listen to some of these guys.
I don't think USC is the 13th best team in the country. I don't.
I agree that I don't think USC is the 13th best team in the country, but
Wisconsin should be physically better than USC. That's not a good defense. I think their offense is good, but it's not Caleb Williams USC good.
But what I will say about it is don't get cute with the freaking blocking scheme. Don't even just block straight ahead. You're facing a team like this that you know is soft. Just go downhill at them. Run straight at them.
Very funny to see them struggle with the fact that USC just beat them down. Makes it even funnier that we're 7-1 against them all time. Don't know what they were expecting. But very excited to get into this one. Feel awesome about some things, but that first half does exist, unfortunately. We were far from perfect, and there are some concerns that showed up again in this one. But if you guys are enjoying the content, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are creeping up on 10,000 subs, which for an independent creator like myself, that is a massive, massive accomplishment. So please do smash that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for the support, and let's get into this. All right, so starting with the offense, I want to start with the receivers. Jacoby Lane is USC's #1 wideout. I feel like I knew this based off my comment section. You all knew it as well during the offseason. He needs the most targets. He needs the deep shots. He's a different animal. He dominated this game. Short, intermediate, deep, sideline, middle of the field, absolutely unstoppable. But if you look at who leads the team in targets, it's Zachariah Branch. And I've been very confused with his role on the team so far this year, but something clicked when I was watching the game. We've been going about this all wrong. Is Zachariah a #1 receiver? No, I don't think he is, at least as of yet in his career at USC. So far this year when it comes to targets, we've been starting with Zachariah and basing the rest of the pass game off those screens, off those crossers. But look what happened when Jacoby and Deuce started dominating down the field. That reverse to Branch was wide open. He was in single coverage on those crossers. Everything seemed to open up for him. Instead of force feeding him the ball early, let's cut down on those early targets and get Jacoby and Deuce going so the secondary has to back off and give him a little space to work his magic. When we throw him the ball early in the game, it seems like he's always surrounded. If we can give him more space, that will open up a lot of things for this offense, in my opinion. And the way we've been using him is not at all going to maximize his value on this offense. Like this last Saturday, why in the world are we throwing him up a jump ball down the seam? That's not his game at all. I want to see more reverses. Remember when we put Amon-Ra at halfback during the Colorado game in 2019 when all our backs were hurt aside from Keenan Kristen? Why not give him some handoffs? I don't think Zach is at his best when he's down the field running routes, at least not now. That part of his game could be developed over the course of the season, but for now, Jacoby wide receiver 1, Deuce wide receiver 2, Lemon in the slot when he comes back, and continue to be creative with getting the ball into Zachariah's hands. Now let's talk running backs. Woody Marks is a special player. I love this guy. The strength and just fearlessness that he runs the ball with. And it really is such a comforting thing having a guy like this that has so much experience carrying the ball. There's nothing he hasn't seen, and you can really see that when he's running the ball in the second half of these games. And man, Quinton Joyner is just ascending and ascending each and every week. The vision, the speed, but most importantly, the power. He is putting his shoulder down and running through people. Great stat here posted by Arrogant Nation, aka Rusty, over on Twitter. Quinton Joyner's 4.88 yards after contact per attempt are second in the Big Ten amongst running backs over the last 4 weeks. And yeah, that's something that really stands out when you watch Quinton play. He rarely goes down at first contact, and he has that speed to really bust it and turn it into a big play. I think Quinton is well on his way to earning more carries and becoming a bigger part of this offense. Now, I talked about Miller Moss more on the instant reaction. This guy's tough, man. Absolute dog out there. Putting his body on the line each and every week. He took over that second half. His downfield accuracy was shining in this one. Loved what we saw from Miller. Wasn't perfect. Again, you can't throw a jump ball to Zachariah Branch. Got to get that cleaned up. But overall, a great performance. All right, do we have to talk about the offensive line? Let's just do it and get it over with. Jonah Monheim had a pretty rough first half, but came back strong in that second half. Pregnon continued to be our best offensive lineman in this one. His superhuman strength is proving to be a great tool to have against these bigger Big Ten fronts. All right, now let's talk about right guard. We saw both Alani Noah and Amos Talele play right guard in this game. Quite simply, Amos has to be the guy going forward. He wasn't dominant by any means, but Alani just currently doesn't have the quality we need at that spot. Nothing derails an offense faster than interior pressure. and unfortunately for Alani, that's just happening too often, especially this week against a porous Wisconsin defensive line. Gotta have better play at that spot. And then we get to the tackles. The more we're seeing of Mason Murphy, the more inconsistent he's becoming. And Elijah Page, while this week was better than last week, he's just getting beat too easily. It seems like there's massive communication issues on this line for the second year in a row. I think it's fair to say that Coach Henson is coaching for his job the rest of this year. Our players don't appear to be being developed, and the same issues that plagued us last year are popping up all over again. Alani Noah is a damn talented kid. Has he really gotten any better since he stepped foot on campus? I don't think so. The Elijah Page we saw last year in the bowl game to now is stunning. It's not his work ethic, it's not his athleticism, it's not his size, it's not his knowledge of the game. So what's the problem here? If it was just one guy, if it was just Elijah Page, if it was just Alani Noah, I'd be more open to the notion that maybe he's just not that good. But my confidence in Elijah and Alani down the line has not changed at all. Something isn't right with the offensive line. And man, I don't know if you guys watched any of that Penn State-Illinois game, but if we don't get things fixed and fixed fast along the line, it's going to be a long day for Miller Moss and this USC offense. The bottom line for them, it has to get better and get better fast, but I also think our players are much more talented than what they're putting out on tape. Sums up, and it's got to get better now. So overall from the offense, tale of two halves. First half was unacceptable, second half was phenomenal. We've got to find a way to unlock these defenses earlier in the game. We've already seen these slow starts bite us in the ass like we saw in Ann Arbor. We started hot with the first drive yesterday, which is usually a good sign that the offense is going to keep up that momentum and score some more points. But on that second drive, we had a massive drop from Jay Fair on 3rd and 7. Our wideouts have to start making the easy plays more routinely. Drops, penalties, turnovers all plagued us in that first half. Cleaner operation all around, and we'll start having more success early in these games. Now defensively, there was some really uncharacteristic stuff that went on in that first half. We get caught with a 6-man pressure. Not sure if Bryson Shaw was supposed to help out on that go route, but Jacoby kind of just got torched on that double move, and that's not like him. That's not like this defense. We looked a little hazy early on in this game, a little hungover from last week, and man, I hate when people do this, but I'm gonna do it here. If we come out sharp or even just playing the way we normally play, this is a 38-7, 38-3 game. We don't handle a very averagely run double move. We have a special teams gap that gives them the ball at the 18. And then Jalen Smith, arguably our best tackler, misses a tackle on the ball carrier and they score. Just some truly uncharacteristic stuff from this defense early on. But when we took that punch and realized, oh yeah, we're playing a football game, we shut them out the rest of the way and it was truly non-competitive. 0 points in the second half. So what changed from that first half? Well, it's pretty simple. We covered better, we tackled better, the real USC showed up. We came out flying in that second half, swarming the ball carrier, a bunch of guys around the ball. We figured out what they were doing and our guys were on it each and every snap, it seemed like. Night and day difference from the first half. Now, as of the recording of this video, we still have no injury update on Eric Gentry. That was a funky looking play that he bent his neck on, obviously hoping that he'll be all right. Sticking with the linebackers though, Mason Cobb is playing his best football as a Trojan. And look, even taking out the pick six, every given play, even if he makes a mistake, he is running into somebody at full speed and putting them on their ass. He's the enforcer of this team. He is playing with a level of physicality and violence that we have not seen from a USC linebacker in a long time. Every game he's played this year, there's highlights of him laying people out, people that are much larger than him, by the way. And when people talk about tone setters, when people talk about Big Ten physicality, Mason Cobb is exactly the kind of player you would associate with that. And he does a lot of other stuff well, but that right there is an incredible value coming from one of your off-ball linebackers. Now, talking about the front, there's other USC creators on YouTube saying we missed Bear Alexander and Jaden Mayava should be getting playing time over Miller. It's all nonsense. Devin Tompkins had his best game as a Trojan. Nate Clifton has been a hell of a player for us. Kobe Pepe, man, I was flat out wrong about him in the offseason. With competent coaching, he has transformed himself as a player. Major shout out to Kobe. And our young guys haven't even played yet. Anyone saying we missed Bear is way off the mark with that one. Really impressed with this line. And I can't show you the full clip due to copyright issues, but I do want to dive into the 4th down stop in the second half. All right, again, 4th and 1, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Big play. A momentum swinging play for sure. So we're going to highlight 3 players on this play. Kamari Ramsey on the right side edge. Anthony Lucas lined up right on the left tackle, and Solo down here on the bottom of the screen. First guy we're talking about is Kamari Ramsey. He comes off the edge completely untouched. Danton Lynn schemes once again confusing the offense. And then on this still shot, Anthony Lucas completely smoked that left tackle. You can see the left tackle lunging forward over here, not knowing what the hell just happened to him. And then you have my man Solo right here absolutely blowing up the fullback. Kamari and Lucas combine for the tackle. Solo puts the fullback on his ass, and it's just a massive, massive game-changing win for the USC defense. And it was really just an ass-kicking from this play on. Love this play for the defense. And again, shout out to Lucas, Solo, and Kamari Ramsey on this one. But yeah, love that play for sure. Thought it was really representative of what this defense has become. Now, I also want to talk for a minute about Zion Branch. Zion needs more snaps. Even when Akili is back healthy, he provides a level of physicality, a level of athleticism, added range to the defensive backfield as well. He's a weapon out there. I would love to see a significant increase in snaps for Zion going forward. Also provides you with a little bit of versatility. He can play down in the box. He can cover a tight end. He could be your center fielder back there in cover one. He can really do anything you would ask him. Big fan of his, and when we're in obvious rundowns, would like to see him out there on the field for us. Also want to shout out special teams. Michael Lance has done a phenomenal job overall on the year. Feel much more confident in the kicking game than I have in years past. Dude's got a big, big leg. And man, Eddie Czaplicki is a weapon for this team. Whenever he punts the ball, it seems like good things happen. With the mix of how bad the defense was in previous years and just the lack of production we got out of the punt game, it always felt like such a major loss whenever we had to punt. That really isn't the case anymore. Eddie's proving to be a weapon in special teams, and yeah, just very, very thrilled with what he's put on tape for us this year. All right, guys, but that is all I have for you. If you did happen to enjoy this game review, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.